Yep, I didn't think it would be possible, but indeed, the last video I shot so much footage, I really didn't realize that I did that much, and when I started editing, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be like a 23-minute video. I can't do this to you guys. Let me know if you care. I mean, I cut it down the middle because I thought it was going to be long. There was no way you're going to watch this. And so what I'd like to do is basically just pick up where I left off, okay? And just take it from there. And we're going to do that right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bass Chops for Beginners. And admittedly, I'm a little bit embarrassed because I shot so much footage for the last video that I just had no idea it was going to be that way. And so here we go. We're going to just pick up right where we left off, okay? Thanks for bearing with me, and you guys are awesome. Let me know in the comments if you prefer shorter videos or if you don't care, you'll just watch it. All right. So number 4, we're going to talk about guitar cables. Yes, gotta have one. You gotta have the interface that goes from the instrument to the amp, okay? And that is a guitar cable. Guitar cables are interesting in that you can like spend almost nothing and get crap. Or you can spend not so much and get something that's well made and reliable. You can spend a lot of money and get crap, and something that's not reliable and it's expensive. So I just, down the middle somewhere, there are 2 main ones that are out there that I use, that I'm a big believer. One of them is at the very top of my list, a cable that's got the switchcraft type connector. Very, very common. You can actually unscrew it and take it apart and fix it if it needs repair work. That's the style that I have here. This cable, believe it or not, it's probably one of my best ones that I use quite a bit, and it was only $16. And this is a 20-footer. I highly recommend getting maybe 2 at the minimum. If you're going to be practicing close proximity to it, then get a 10-footer. The other one that I have here is a similar type of design. It's got the braided sleeve on the outside. Great. But this one has Neutrik connectors. A German company, and they make very fine precision audio connectors, and this one happens to have a 90-degree plug on one end of it and then a straight plug on the other. But these are just excellent connectors. This is the top of the line here, this guy right here, these connectors. And so if you got a cable with Neutrik on it, and there's a lot of manufacturers out there that have it, a little bit more, but you're getting a really good cable that not only is rugged in its perfection and its design, but you can easily fix it. You can just take it apart, and if you are inclined to do so, you can do repair work on these easily, and you're up and running again. Great. Point number 5. Okay, this one is probably the most comprehensive and the most expensive of the lot. I've got 10 amps that I want to talk to you about. They're all clocking in at around $100 or less. And what I'm going to do is just let you see what they look like on the front facing of them, and just tell you what they are. And then you can, if you want to, do the research on your end and see if this is something, if any of these will fit your budget and what you want it to do. Bass amps are interesting in that what drives the cost is the amount of wattage, okay, the power. Okay, most of these amps are very low wattage. I believe they range from 10 watts all the way to, I believe, 25 watts. Okay, they're great for in here if you want to just noodle around. You're not going to bother anybody with these amps, but you're going to definitely be able to hear it. Okay, you want to be able to plug it into an amp of some kind, and these are great examples. At some point, if you want to continue pursuing it and you want to play with other musicians, you're going to need to get something a little bit more than just what a practice amp will allow you to achieve from a volume standpoint. And the wattage needs to go up considerably in order for that to happen. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the Ampeg BA110 V2. When I talk about these amps, I'm not talking about best to worst most expensive to cheap. No, I'm just going down a list that I have here just to let you see what I've discovered. Some of these brands I've used in the past, and so they're really good and reliable, and it's just a matter of how much do you want to spend on them. Okay. The next one is the Axel AA B15. The one right after that. And this one's a little bit expensive. I believe this one, I got two on this list that are over $100. But the Behringer Ultra Bass BT108 is a good combination there. And so the next thing on the list is Blackstar. Blackstar is really interesting in that they have a bass combo practice amp that happens to be battery operated. So it's really cool. You can just take this thing anywhere and jam if you want to. You're not encumbered by having to plug it in because it runs on batteries. It would be neat. I didn't get a chance to research this, but I think there's probably a feature on there so that you can plug it in if you want to, which would be really, really handy. Okay. And they are remarkably present and loud considering the size that they are. Dean Guitars actually makes a bass amp also, and the model number that I have listed here is the BO15 Bassola. Interesting name to call your amp. Okay, so Dean makes a bass amp. Fender Guitars, they're another great company that makes amplification, obviously, and they do a really fantastic job for the bassists out there. And so they make their combo line to be called the Rumble. And the one that they have that we see here is the Rumble 25. You're not going to be disappointed with that. It's an excellent, excellent amplifier. Right along with everything else that they make. It's just good quality stuff. And it it wouldn't surprise me, and probably not you either, if you end up keeping this thing for the rest of your life and just add it to the toolbox. Okay. The other amp that I'm a big fan of, a little bit more pricey, is Gallien-Krueger. I swear by this line. It's the one that has helped me earn money. It's a workhorse. It's never failed me. It's just rock solid. And so I'm a big believer in Gallien-Krueger. No, I'm not endorsed by Gallien-Krueger. I wish maybe one day, right? But they do make one, and it is the 303-0810A. But it's a worthy acquisition. If you can sport that kind of cash on your amplifier, go with that one. You're not going to be disappointed. Hartke, we've seen these things. They're omnipresent just about everywhere you go to. Hartke makes a bass amp. It's also making one for the affordable beginner slot. And the one that they have listed is the HD15. Okay, so check that one out if you see it. Plug it in and give it a listen to see if that's something that's suitable for you. Ibanez Guitars, here's another manufacturer of instruments that makes amplification as well. And so I have yet to see one of these, but I would imagine it's decent considering the price point that it's at. And it is the IBZ 10B. The 10 tells me right then and there that it's a small wattage, low wattage amplifier. And so it's going to be right at that price point for the beginner. That's very attractive. So give that one a try. And so the last one that I have here is line 6. Along with the Gallien-Krueger, they are not really at the price point, like at the $100 or less. They're going to be $100 or more. Some of these amps are going to be $200 on up. They are the leaders in modeling technology in that they can make their stuff sound just like anybody else's amp. And so there's flexibility in tone, all kinds of different features that are just really attractive. I happen to have a line 6 guitar amp just out of camera shot here, and I'm thrilled with it. It just does everything that I want it to do, and it sounds like $1 million. It makes me sound like a better guitar player than I actually am. So line 6, if you can find one. I went to their website, and they don't list any of their bass amps anymore. However, if you can find something on Craigslist or eBay, and it's in great condition, really consider it because it's worth it. I know somebody that has, it's actually called the Lowdown Studio 110. And this is a cube, like most of these practice amps. It's a cube, and it packed a wallop, considering the output, the rated output that it had. And it was just an impressive little amplifier, and I loved it. It was great. If you can find one, snag it. You will be thrilled with it. Okay. So that's basically it. We talked about some cool things that it's on the list of you gotta have this stuff. I'm going to talk about more of this sort of thing on the next video. Okay. I just wanted to get an introduction to it and a taste of some of the things that you definitely want to consider. So that way, when you get home, you're ready to go and you've got the very basic to just get started. Okay. So as always, if there's any questions or any comments, go ahead and feel free to leave those down below. That is the purpose of this channel. We want to educate you and to just impart that wisdom. So that way you make these decisions and not be frustrated. It's supposed to be fun. And so that's why I'm here. I want to make this experience fun. Because that's what it's most important, right? Okay. And so if you like what we're doing here in this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way, when I upload a brand new video, you will receive an email letting you know that you can come over here to my channel and check out the latest information on this topic. Okay. And so another thing, if you care to follow me on Instagram, there is the address coming across there, and you can follow me in other aspects of my life in between being a content creator here on YouTube. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's nothing serious. It can be related to music, or it just can be related to just life, other aspects of life, which is fun. It just brings everything closer together and more of a connection, interaction with you guys. Okay, I'm really thrilled about that. So don't forget, tune in next week and we're going to talk about more. And I just hope you enjoyed this. And thanks a lot again for spending your time with me here. It means a lot to me. And tune in or die.